and welcome to Bicycle Touring Talk 99. Wow, it's just one short of 100. Well, let's get into it. As some of you may know, I am Jacques.
The one and only.
And in this series I talk about my bicycle tours, some of which include my better half, Barbara. We were touring the Niagara Peninsula together, which for me was part of the Coast to Coast Across Canada tour. On Thursday, July 27, 2017, we woke up at the Jordan Valley Campground. It had rained overnight and into the early morning hours. The sky was cloudy, the tent was wet, the picnic table had puddles on it, and Barbara's socks that had been hung to dry were soaked too. Thankfully, the tent had stayed completely dry on the inside. We did the best we could to dry off the table and have some coffee and breakfast. By 11 o'clock we were all packed and ready to go. There had been a few more sprinkles, but our stuff had dried up all right. Even the tent was almost dry. Not trusting the cloudy skies, Barbara started her ride with her rain jacket on, but it got too warm after only a few kilometers. The humidity was incredible. We stopped in Vineland for a second breakfast at Sally's Diner. It turned out to be a great place to meet interesting people. There were two ladies who came over to our table to chat. One was a portrait artist and 93 years of age. The other said she was friends with Shania Twain. When we tried to pay for our meal, we were told that a gentleman by the name Dave had already done so. We knew who Dave was, as he too had stopped by our table to inquire about our bike tour, which had led to a short conversation. So, Dave, I know it's been a while, but if you happen to see this video, well, thanks for breakfast. The food at the diner was excellent, by the way. We will never forget this little place. We hit the road again in direction Hamilton. With a few turns we got on Fly Road, which was pretty good for cycling for a good part of the way. But then the paved shoulder suddenly disappeared and we were once again on a crumbling, narrow road. Once again we were left with no place to ride except gravel, or the white line, which is crumbling. Ontario can be challenging for cyclists, what more can I say? It's my hope to make a small contribution toward future improvements by sharing those adventures and maybe get some more people to start cycling. But they might hold off because it seems so dangerous. Anyways, if you do, be extremely careful out there. We stopped at the general store in Campton. The store owner was very friendly and loved to chat. He sold us some Gatorade and let us use the bathroom before we moved on. Our planned destination for the day was a place called Meadowbrook Camping Park. After some confusion with the numbered road in the Grimsby and Hamilton districts, we finally found the place. I was quite satisfied for an instant when I saw the big sign. This place actually existed. However, as soon as we turned into the property, we saw that something was wrong. Why was there a chain and a no trespassing sign across the driveway? We knocked on doors and were told that the camping was shut down. With no place to go, we decided to return to the Country Living store in Fulton. We had noticed it along the way, and it was only a short distance back. The staff would surely know about camping in the area, so we went in to ask them. We were told that we'd still have to pedal for a long time. The manager was very helpful and used his computer to find an alternate campground for us, and a hotel just in case camping wasn't available. Both were about 22 kilometers away. Not bad, I thought, but I knew that Barbara was getting worried. Our best option was the Binbrook Conservation Area, which according to the staff had camping facilities. If for any reason it wasn't open, we could go to the Super 8 Hotel near the Hamilton Airport, which was just down the road a bit. Just before we left the store, the weather changed dramatically. The day had started off cloudy, but had gradually turned sunny and hot. Now there were dark clouds and rain heavy enough to take a shower with your soap and all. We waited for a few minutes and left when the heavy rain seemed to have passed. But not even 5 minutes into the ride we got dumped on so bad that I was soaked to the bone within a minute or less. Barbara, who had put her rain jacket on, was a little bit better off. We literally went from sweating in the heat to shivering with mild hypothermia within minutes. The ride to Binbrook was not bad after the rain had stopped. We were on a narrow country road that was in rough shape, but traffic was light. We reached the park just in time to talk to a staff member who was on her way out. As it turned out, the park was for day use only, from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. No camping for us, but of course I was wondering if we could get away with stealth camping since the only staff member seemed to have left now. We decided not to risk the fine and carry on to the hotel. After all, it was supposed to be just a few kilometers away, and it would be dry and cozy. We revisited our directions and tried to figure out how to get to the Super 8. The information we had been given turned out to be less than accurate. We ended up cycling another 15 kilometers into the sunset and then darkness on roads that felt anything but safe. But we eventually made it to the hotel. We were both tired, and there was no guarantee that this place would have a vacant room. After all, this was the only hotel within close proximity of a busy regional airport. But I was worried for nothing. We got a room on the second floor, which meant that we had to carry all our stuff up a set of stairs. The place was nice and we settled in quickly. We were really hungry too, so we ordered a pizza for supper. It did the trick, and we fell asleep right after. We had ridden over 72 kilometers that day, which was the most Barbara had ever ridden in a day. Our tour together would continue the next day. We had to plan a route that would bring us back to Toronto by Sunday, so we could spend the rest day together before Barbara would have to fly back to Edmonton. As you will see, the journey would have many unexpected twists and turns and more accommodation challenges. Join me for it here very soon.